Dope show. I called you and was like, look, I need a DJ for this vision that I have. And first let me say what it's about. Leadership Opportunity Program, Leadership Opportunity, Hip Hop is at the center.
Great.
And I took 18 students. It was originally 20, but we had 18 students. And we were able to teach them leadership concepts by using hip-hop as the platform.
Right.
And so for 10 of those months, we had 2 sessions over that 7-month period. And so we came in and we taught them the leadership concepts. And I was like, you know what? I talked to Tiffany. I was like, look, is it okay if we end with this show? And she was like, well, what show were you having in mind? I was like, I see a DJ, and this came in a dream. I mean, I had a dream about this. I have DJs, I have speakers, and at the time I didn't know who was speaking with me, but I was like, I have this idea, and I'm like, can you help me out? And she was like, sure. So we did it, and it was, at least I felt it was a success. But I want her to tell you more about it. So, Tiffany, you on? We got you?
Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. I'm great. Thank you for having me. And you are right. It was a success.
Yeah.
The kids loved the show. I think that we loved the fact that it was student-driven. It was exciting. The music kept us going. They got to see the adults really involved. They enjoyed.
They were wilding out.
Yeah.
Usually we have assemblies, and when we have assemblies, they're seated and they're just listening, but they got to really participate and get up, dance, and they loved it. And you're right. They were really excited.
Yeah. One dude was in the back just dancing by his...
He was going in.
He was going off. He was about that life.
Oh, gosh. Well, y'all hear several voices in the cipher, and it's all of us minus one were involved in this. So you had DJ Rod, Mad Flavor, hitting. The set you did. Oh my gosh, that hip hop set was so ill.
Right.
It was so ill.
It was the energy that I got from the crowd, though, because if they was on it, and what I've learned just from doing so many events. And just doing like proms and even even homecomings or whatever, with kids, they know the music. It's up to you to play it. And a lot of times I talk to these DJs today, and they like, all they want to hear is down south. All they want to hear is this. Well, did you play it? Did you try and play it? And they were so amped up. They loved everything we played. Even though some of the music that I played was before they were even born, they know the music.
They know every
and
word.
I thought about, I'm standing in the back like, how do they know this? But, I mean, I really could be their mom. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really like that. So our generation raised these kids.
Right.
Those kids are from 14 to 40.
Our music.
Right.
And
the difference is, too, is that they have the internet that they can look up some of this music that we talk about or whatever. That's one. And two, it's like they know it because a lot of the new artists might reference it, so that makes them, relevant to make them want to go back and check it out also. So, and you got to play it. You just got to play it around them and just let them know that this was the energy that we ride to, and we'll get to your music. We'll get there. Just be patient. And they was just like, hey, we love it. And the main thing I tell most of the DJs is that you have to play the hits. You have to play the hits. You have to play the hits. You have to stay in line with everything that everybody remembers. Yeah, it was some records, that Public Enemy record that I always loved, but you know what? They might not know that record.
Yeah.
They just might not know it. So you can't necessarily go to that record. You can still love it, and you can, give them some energy, but you can't necessarily just throw it on them and expect them to know it and be like, oh, you don't know that. You got to play the hits. You got to play the ones they know.
Rob, when you played Frankie Beverly and Maze and the kids lost it,
yep.
That took me. I had never.
And they were singing and everything.
I didn't even know that music at all.
Yeah. they know it. You think about it like this. One of the biggest movies that was out was that a lot of them saw was The Best Man, and they played Candy in that record in that movie. You know, at the end when they were doing the electric slide or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of the movies are referencing those things also, and their parents. So it's still there. You just got to play it. And don't. I'm not afraid to tell somebody to tell me, look, I don't know that record, or whatever. But I'm at least going to try to expose you to it,
Absolutely.
It's a hit. Your parents love it, or whatever.
So you going to love it.
They had it all. I loved every second of it. I loved every minute of every second of everything that you guys did. That's really special.
Thank you. T-Money, I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any changes within the students that you've seen since they've gone through the program? And if there were any changes, let us know.
Well, first let me say, my kids come in and, we're a public boarding school. We board grades 6 through 11, and the next year will be our first senior class. So most of the students that were in the Leadership Academy have been at Seed since they were 10 or 11 years old, and now they're 15 and 16. So most of them have relationships with each other. And they know each other. So whenever we have any outside partner or someone that comes from the outside and interacts with our kids, they soak it up. So for them, the fact that they were guarded when they first met you, and at the end, thank you, to hug you, and say, we really appreciate you, Dr. J. And sometimes they were just like, okay, I'm not sure about this today. But the fact that a lot of them maintained a 3.0 or higher, their grades still stayed intact.
Wow.
Many of them are the kids that were in the Leadership Academy were students who were in SGA and our student government and who were prefects. And prefects are also leaders in the dormitories. So those students also were able to maintain grades. But the biggest thing for me was that I started to see more responsibility. They started to plan and do more things in our community. And it's funny because not just the planning and the prepping for the ceremony itself, the actual dope show, they were excited. They were excited about taking ownership of the project. And, Dr. J, they were just kind of like, I don't know, and they took their time. But when it came down to it, they were like, okay, everybody knew their assignment. They made sure they got with me and said, hey, Ms. Evans, I need the dance studio this night because I have to prepare for the dance. Or I need to do this, I need to do that. So what we started to see is more prioritizing within their own personal schedules because most of those kids are busy. They're in SGA, they're on a sports team, they're in Glee, they're in STEP or tons of activities that happen in the afternoon, but many of them started to prioritize and make sure that the dope show was prepared. Some, needed a little more support, but they got support from their peers. So I started to see a community, and they knew that we're the Leadership Academy. So the change for us was the bonding, the prioritizing, the maintaining their grades, but being proud and actually loving you. They're a very, very difficult group. They are very difficult because we're all together, six days a week, and they rarely get to see other people. So when we bring someone else in, the fact that they allowed you to come in and they loved you, and they still do. They're like, somebody said, well, is Dr. J going to be there today? We had a meeting today for our prefect. And I said, no, Dr. J is gone for the rest of the year. They're like, oh, okay. So you're a part of our community. You're definitely a part of our community. So the change, I'm looking forward to hopefully impacting some younger students and using the older students as, mentors and role models and support. If we're talking about having the dope show come back and having Dr. J and the team come and work with our kids.
That would be awesome. Y'all down for that?
Of course.
Another year?
Oh, yeah. We in there.
Rod, you game?
Yeah, I'm with it.